Grand Rising, my kindred spirits. And for those who are new, I welcome you too. Don't forget to press subscribe if you're new here. Also, if you're just visiting and checking out the material and you like what you came across, please thumbs up this video or hit like. And I welcome you to leave me some feedback based on what you have heard in this video. I love the feedback, even some critiques if you like. And I'm not playing when I say that. And I want you to know, especially for those who are new and those who are just visiting, I'm not here to make you think like me. I just want you to think. Even though this channel is called Anita the Healer, I'm not here to heal you, but I do offer up some of my experience, stories, tools, and resources so you can use them to tap into your own resources and tools to have your own story of healing. Now that I've said all of that, let's get into it. Okay. Dear Diary. Gotta tell you, Diary. Gotta tell you. So this is what's going on, okay? And I got my notes here, okay? If you hear any noise in the background, ignore it. That's all I got to tell you about that. So anywho, this is what I want to say. One of my talking points is sometimes we need to give each other grace because we were not all raised the same and our journeys are different. The type of journey that we're on is different. Also, we process experiences differently. What if that was you? You want me to break it down? Okay. This is what I want to say about that. For those who don't get it, and I'm going into depth with it because it seems like people don't realize it until it happens to them. And I know this, and I've said this in a video before, that when I used to point the finger, and not necessarily point the finger, if I had something to say, if I was criticizing or being judgmental about someone, the universe, it may not happen today, that same day, that same week, that same month, or that same year. It sneaks up on you. And you may not even remember, but I'm pretty sure if you think back onto some things that you have been judgmental or said about somebody else, you saw it creep in on your life. Maybe even the situation that crept in on your life that was very similar to the person you was judging, it hit so hard to the point where you remembered. You remembered. And basically, the universe is basically just teaching you that be careful. Be careful who you point the finger at, the person you judge or criticize harshly. Because sometimes the universe puts you in those same situations for you to realize you don't know that person's journey. You don't know that person's struggle. You don't know what that person is going through. The reason why they're in the situation that they're in. So the universe has to show you, this is the reason why this person is going through that. Or let me give you a reason to go through what they went through that is similar. You never know. You know, I'm just giving an example of the young lady who was married. What was the girl named? Isis, the trophy wife. And what I did here, yeah, people say, oh, she's an adult. She should have known better. She should have seen the red flags. We are so quick to judge so quick to judge that young lady's situation, not even understanding, and who am I to even, I'm not taking nobody's sides here. Okay, let me make that clear. Okay, because I really don't know what she knows. But you also, for a person to find themselves in that situation, have you ever thought about you being in a certain situation, but you did not fully understand what you was going through, but you just went through it? And it wasn't a good thing that you went through, and you was very embarrassed, or you just felt like, oh, this was a lesson I've had to learn. Even with the young lady putting her information out there. Okay, so I'm just giving you some positives about the situation. I don't even want to say positives. Let me just say it this way. So scratch that. I'm not giving you positives. I'm giving you other ways to proceed, to process. Have you ever found yourself in situations that could have embarrassed you, that you had no clue what the red flags look like? And the fact that she put her information out there on the internet, that's a thing now that I find that a lot of people are doing. And no matter how many people post on the internet not to put your information out there, something as sensitive as that could probably in the future hurt your child, family member, or whoever, when they get to a point in life where they can look back on the internet and find this stuff. So, excuse me, my notification keep going off, but I don't want to lose where I'm at. So hold that thought, okay? Apologies for that interruption. So basically what I'm saying is she stated in her video what she went through, that she was a product of a certain type of situation. And even though she was a product of that, it also happened to her. And she also stated that she's done her best to protect her children. But even though you think you got everything covered, everyone out there think that, oh, they look at this young lady, oh, I'm glad that's not me, because this is how I was brought up and I know better and da-da-da-da-da. You know what I'm saying? But were you able to teach your children everything? You never know what lies ahead of you. And I'm not trying to put anything out there for anything to happen to you or your children. Sometimes people don't know to seek out advice first before you make a move. But then some people you can give advice to, but because of the way they're processing it, they're thinking, I'm going to do, I feel right about this. I'm going to go ahead and do it. And in your eyes, you may see it as bad. In them, they're thinking it's meant for them to do it. And maybe it is meant for them to do it so they can learn the lesson behind it. So there's many scenarios to nurture our growth. And sometimes you got to have that hard head to feel that soft behind. Sometimes you got to have that hard head. So when the whooping comes, makes a soft behind, so you always remember how cushiony that behind became. Why your behind is so cushiony now. You had to get a good behind whooping, so that whooping can go to the head to make you think next time. and you learn all the precautions. Because there was a time in my life where I kept repeating and repeating and repeating and realized, and I had to realize for myself, like, I just keep doing the same thing and nothing is changing. How can I make this change? And at the time, I'm trying to resolve my own issues, not thinking that I can even go to somebody. Because even if I had thought to go to someone, because I had thought sometimes before, I felt very embarrassed to do so, thinking that I would be made fun of. So we need to take these things into consideration. Now, there was, now this is a whole nother subject, okay? Okay. So walk with me on this. So let's speak on Ascension. Yeah, I know this chair is squeaking, making all this noise. Please forgive me. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what to put on it to stop all this noise, but bear with me, okay? I hope this is not triggering you, because it is aggravating that heck out of me. So I recall, and I recall, well, let me just put it this way, instead of me saying I recall. I know sometimes when I come into contact with people, places, things, situations, and they come with a message, and just so happen I'm watching it, I do, in the back of my head, feel like that message was for me to help me on my path. So I recall this young lady speaking about how, and I believe it was a young lady or a young man, saying that how we will watch certain things, especially like on TikTok or YouTube, and it may be somebody else's experiences, people seeing these things or certain things happening to them based around conspiracies happening. And notice I didn't say theories, because if it's happening to them, it's not a theory for them. And I'm not talking about those who post fake things so that you would think that a lot of these things that's taking places in the world isn't real. Well, it's real for those who are experiencing it. And I got to say, I am so grateful and thankful that it makes me feel like I'm grateful and thankful that I don't have to experience some of these things that could be traumatizing to some people. I am grateful, and I do pray. I do get into my meditations. I pray for protection. So when I'm viewing these things through on the internet, through my screen, it's as if I'm watching something take place in a crystal ball, seeing the past, present, or future of somebody else. Because things that are happening now to people that are posting these things, I remember Dr. York, who's my mentor, who I've got to meet in person and hear him teach. And yeah, there are some people out there who may judge him harshly, but never really got to know the person, don't even know the person, just based on what they heard. And if that is you, I'm talking to you. Okay? So what other people say that he has done, I take the information that came through him, because he has opened, I can't speak on anybody else, people who may have lied on him or whatever they feel that he may have done to them or didn't do for them to make them judge him harshly. But what he has done for me and opened my eyes to see into the future, to avoid certain things to come, or to be aware of things to come. I am so grateful for that. So as I look through my crystal ball, it's as if I'm just receiving confirmation and affirmation based on teachings, foresights, and insights that was given to me years or a decade ahead of time. And I am so grateful and thankful to him. Dr. York, I thank you. I thank you. If no one else can say thank you, I am grateful and thankful for the information, because you came and prepared us ahead of time. So all of my life, I've experienced things to help me awaken to who I am, to realize who I am from within. I've come to realize that I am a spiritual being having a human experience. I feel at times that I wonder when I'm going to wake up, because a lot of this does not feel real to me. It feels like I'm in a dream, experiencing this dream, this long drawn out dream with different, what we consider in this dream, life lessons, so that when I wake up to my full potential, ready to create a better world for myself. And not just for myself, but for those in my world, in my life, to experience a life with great fulfillment of happiness, joy, love, and peace. So again, a lot of the things I see that people are experiencing that's bringing them trauma, have brought them trauma, I feel like it doesn't apply to me. It did apply to me at one time. I felt like I've experienced it already, just in my mind, the fears. But I've gotten to the point, hearing what y'all are experiencing daily, weekly, monthly. I'm so grateful that with the fears that I experienced then, and getting through those fears, already having the knowledge based on what Dr. York has given us foresight and insight on, has prepared me and helped me and shield me to be ready for whatever. Because whatever is meant for you, whatever is meant for me is going to be. And what is meant for me, and I put it out there, with divine decree, I agree, is going to be a life fulfilled with joy and happiness. And that's how you have to think. I know something I do realize, TMI, but hey, it happens. I used to not be afraid of these big cockroaches, but I don't feel I fear them. I just don't want to see them anymore. For whenever I walk in a room, I'm looking to make sure I don't see them. I keep a very clean home. So I walk around in hopes that, oh, this home, I hope I don't see them. Not that I'm fearing them, but what is actually happening is I am actually manifesting them. And with that being said, dear diary, it opens me up right now to realize that whatever you fear, whatever you look for, you can bring it into your existence quicker than you think. So I say to you, Anita, I say to myself as I look at myself, from now on, I'm just going to be looking for the grace and beauty, love and peace and happiness with joy from the universe. I'm going to start whenever I walk into a room, instead of looking for cockroaches, hoping to not see one, or whether I'm seeing, walking in the room, wondering if I'm going to see it. I'm going to wonder if I'm going to see it. Just always clean. What money can I find on the floor? What jewel, pearl, or gold? Who's going to lose some money in my house? In my yard? A lucky ladybug crawling on the wall. I would say cricket, but I'd rather them crickets be out there, though. But anyway, I've also want to say that, and maybe I shouldn't even mention it because I'm not going to go into detail about it, but yeah, there have been some signs, symbols, and synchronicities of ascension symbols that I've experienced. But if you want to hear more about that, leave a comment below. What do you think about what I've shared with you? Have you been a victim of someone's harsh criticism and judgment? Or have you been that person to judge harshly and critique harshly? Check yourself before you wreck yourself. Have you been that person, or are you that person with a hard head, looking for your behind to be made soft? Prep now. Make preparations now to reflect on your shadows, things that you can change. And for those things you can't change, don't worry about it. That's just a part of life. Lessons, your growth, even if it doesn't affect you. It might, if the fact that it's in your presence for you to see, it's a lesson you have in need to see. Okay? All right, I gotta go, because, a lot of times, I can get long-winded, but we're not about to get long-winded. Leave some comments below for me. Give me your thoughts. Have you been that one? Share your story below. I want to hear something. I want to read some of these comments. Come on now. Anywho, if you don't feel up to putting the comments below, my email is in the description box below this video. And it's going to be at the end of this video. Probably at the end of the commercial thingy that I got coming up. All right. But for those who've been watching me faithfully and those who are watching me now, and you're just visiting, I'm so grateful and thankful. Whether your energy is divine or going against mine, I'm just grateful and thankful you're here. And I'm glad to be here. Take care, all right? Till next time. Bye, Diary.